Hey friend, I'm Olivia. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I have no idea what options will be available to us this time. Certainly none of the things I have tried to do have worked. So, I don't know, I guess we just roll with it.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Can't someone else
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
Don't
believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh, let's take the blade, why not?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement, let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
What if this time we're just ruthless? We haven't done that before.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Only if we let her be.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Let's slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course not. That was too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
But why, Mr. Narrator?
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Ooh. We could remove the blade. We could check for a pulse. Or we could just believe the narrator. And we know I'm not one for believing the narrator.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking.
Well, it's not like you're trying to hear it, you're trying to feel for it.
I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that?
You can't hear a pulse when you're feeling for it. I suppose I don't have a way to show us what he can feel though.
You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Oh no, spiky teeth.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here.
It's too late.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
If she had a blade this whole entire time, she could have freed herself.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you, for whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ooh, we haven't been here before.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
But I died. What am I
I
doing
can assure
here?
you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Lies.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all this really did happen. But why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing
Those are two
anything?
very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
We mostly listened to you. How are we supposed to know she'd spring back to life?
If she sprung back to life in this hypothetical scenario, then clearly you didn't slay her. But congratulations, you've been given a chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We stabbed the princess stabbed us, and now everyone's right back to where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Screw this. Who cares what happened to everyone else? She's not going to play fair, so we should do what we can to save ourselves and just get out of here.
At least you know not to trust her, but you do realize that everything and everyone includes you, right? If you turn around and leave, you're dooming yourself as well as everyone else.
We're kind of doomed
We
regardless
were
of what
so
we do.
close to finishing the job last time. She can't get the jump on us twice. If we're careful, we should be fine.
That's the spirit. Just keep that stiff upper lip, and you'll save the world in no time at all.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in the basement?
People locked her in that basement,
Whose
and I told you
people?
what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
If people locked her away, why couldn't they slay
Look.
her?
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Don't patronize me.
If anyone's special here, it's her. Last I checked, we can't get up from a knife in the chest.
Being cagey, what aren't you
I've told you
telling me?
everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
You didn't tell us about her knife last time, though.
That's because she's unarmed. And more than that, it's because there wasn't a last time.
Alright, let's go.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin. A warning before you
Yeah,
go
we
any
know.
further. She will lie, she will cheat,
Yeah,
and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We didn't listen to a word she said last
You
time.
couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
As always, we will approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Or at least
it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know,
You know
how
how
ridiculous
ridiculous
you look
right now.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us. I hate this place.
Let's take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than
I
us.
wonder if we
Like she
could
doesn't even
rescue
have
her
to
at
put
this
on an
point.
act this time.
We have
As
the
you
knife.
descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
I imagine she also has a knife.
I wonder if she remembers us.
Oh yeah.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
We have so many options. We can leave. We can attack her straight away. Let's see, what else do we have? If I come close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you? Do you remember what happened last time? I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it. I'd like to trust you, but you're being so suspicious right now. Can we just talk things through? I don't have the key. We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that again. Look, I know that you're mad at me. I think we both just need to let bygones be bygones. What happened after you died last time? What if we're both honest with each other? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world. And you killed me last time after coming back from the dead. Well, after coming back from being stabbed in the heart. Nobody has to die. Okay. What are you going to do if I let you out? Okay, fine. I'm coming closer to free you. You better not try anything. Approach the princess. Yeah, I'm not trusting this. Bye. Screw it. Let's start at the top, I suppose.
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason.
Uh-huh.
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Yeah, I believe that.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
It kind of does.
But you know who is armed? You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
Let me ask the questions first. I don't know
But
when I'll
are
be back here.
nervous.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that.
Oh, sounds like you remember that.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
How convenient.
There you go again, talking up delusions about a past life experience that clearly didn't happen. Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember.
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
That's exactly what happened, so you do remember it.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
Yes.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
But I have questions to ask. I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it.
A knife? What are you talking about? I
don't have a knife.
Where would I keep a knife?
Behind your back, silly.
And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to
Did I
death.
say any of
It would
that?
be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Prove it then. Prove that you don't have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you. But I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
Interesting.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Practically zero and actual zero are very different things. But what if you're just hiding it somewhere secret?
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Oh, good to know.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
But yeah, she's got 2 arms. We saw them.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he could tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me.
That's a valid statement.
I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her?
And I run out of options.
We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry, do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
You're acting like you are.
My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Can we just talk things through?
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me out.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Thanks. I don't have the key.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion.
I get jump scared.
So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
The knife is in her arm because she's armed.
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do?
I wanted to ask the rest of my questions.
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
Yeah, that's not gonna hold.
And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion.
She's just gonna cut it off.
And then she slices through her arm.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defence.
We have another hand.
She's much better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
You're so polite about it.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay. Okay. No more jump scares?
You're on a path in the woods. No,
no.
fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
Language.
What? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now? The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
You know, we
Great,
can't do that.
so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
Oh, just a few.
This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right?
Well, that's not our fault.
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do?
Well, we're not going to listen to you.
So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? But there isn't a door, it's just that mirror again. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
Approach.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Wipe the mirror clean.
reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising.
It was never there. Just an illusion.
Guess it's time for us to see her again.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
But I have questions and I wanted answers. It's not my fault she
You
got
step
bored.
forward,
Oh.
but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
I guess we're not going back out that way.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the
she's so
princess
sharp
comes
and
into
pointy.
view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Well,
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
okay.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
We might listen to this one.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
If we survive, that would be winning, right?
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering is
gosh.
cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
We're fighting her, obviously. We're going to appeal to her authority. Puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. Oh, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. She has swords for arms and we don't. We're panicking. We're going to fight her. We're going to have to sip up a lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. She wins by killing us, so let's beat her to it. All of these ideas suck. Think up something better. I kinda wanna see what happens. All of the ideas are bad, so let's just start at the top and work our way down. Maybe I should save it first. Alright.
I guess we have a weapon.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do this.
She's going to kill us.
Oh, shush.
Well, if we die, right? Then we can try again next time.
Bad idea. But it's not like any of you listened to me.
Cheer up. Maybe we'll win. See, but there's the brilliance of it all. She doesn't think we have it in us to win. I'm done explaining myself. Let's
Yeah,
go.
no more moping. We're gonna fight her, and we're gonna win.
Blade poised to strike, you charge the princess.
Oh, so you do want to fight, huh? Okay. Yes, I love this. Try to stab me. Try to stab me and see what happens.
Here goes. We can make this work. Yes, if we pay attention, we won't die.
And what if we don't?
We die.
You and the princess exchange a flurry of blows, and you manage to narrowly avoid death several times, until finally you see it. An opening. It's a trick. Don't take it.
Believe him.
No, screw that. Ours. Ours. I called it. It's ours, and we're taking it.
Don't do
Well, you
it.
do take it. But as you close in, yet another blade erupts from the princess. You have no time to react before you feel it sliding through your ribs. A trick. I knew it. I told you to be careful of tricks.
When you say sliding through our ribs, do you mean like in between the ribs, or like did it cut through a rib bone? Because that would be... Each one would be terrible, but they're different.
What? From where?
From her knee, apparently.
Oh, too slow.
Oh, that's Bullshit. Bloody unfair.
Unfortunately, for the sake of the world, fair doesn't factor into this. Another of her blades comes slicing up to finish the job. She skewers you. Ow!
Ribbons! I'm going to make you ribbons. This is so much fun and I want to celebrate.
It would have worked if we just stabbed her harder.
Wait, what? You weren't here before.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die.
Did we die?
You're on it. No, you're in it.
Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead, and that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Oh, shush.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
A few.
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas and I love that.
But I
She's
guess
so
we don't have time to
positive.
talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
I don't think they're buffs, dude.
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
As long as we keep moving.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded. Even more deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
Come on, show me something new.
Oh, let's try appealing to her authority. It doesn't work, and she kills you again, and again, and again, and again. Your memory blurs, and your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
No.
She skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps.
Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman.
She skewers you.
You're cute.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, let's go again.
Just panic. Flee.
She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
See? We're getting better.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
You're right. One last time, that's all we need.
None of this is working. Think.
There's no time for
Skewers
thinking.
you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Mutually assured destruction.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
Okay, we have the pristine blade.
What if we throw it out the window?
Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
I'm sure I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only
It's more of a slide.
We know.
Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
Thanks.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
Don't care, just want to win.
Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
You're going to erupt into a pile of blades?
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin
Ooh.
twists, splitting into
Oh.
red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. Then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
That's not quite what I imagined.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Nope.
Holy shit!
Language.
She's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
You have issues.
Yes, behold, the perfect woman.
You also have issues.
Do you think we can throw her out the window?
I think if we throw her out the window, she would be free, and the narrator would be mad, but we might live.
That looked painful.
It did.
How is she still alive?
Magic.
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
This is all just
What just
Gosh.
happened? It's so quiet.
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act. And yet, through that inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach. But as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Oh, thanks. Your weapons clash again and again. You and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. There's only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive. But neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It is time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Silence as you reach towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image and the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. I don't know how many you've done. Let's destroy the mirror and carry on. You don't need answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent God. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
I have to think, I can't remember what I've done. There are so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? Don't you have a say in any of this? Let's talk it through. If I let you out, the entire world ends for good. There has to be another way. We could slay her. Or we could leave. We haven't tried slaying her at this point, so let's just try that.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, then alive and dead, and alive and dead all at once.
You learned to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
Ooh. You speak about life and death and change and stagnation, but that isn't what any of this has been about.
You speak of me as if I am a ghost, but I am right in front of you.
We don't have a red option this time. You act as though the world can't exist without you, but I've existed without you. I won't engage in violence. We are independent.
Have you? Or is what you think of as independence merely an illusion? Without me, you can have no contrast. And without contrast, you have no shape. That cold fire has left your eyes. Are you finally willing to listen? You are weightless and alone, suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. A tiny island caught between the death of the old and the birth of the new. But you did not go quietly. You spat in the eye of that which would claim godhood, and through that defiance, you bound us both together. Without me, there are no externalities to resist. And without you to resist me, there can be no externalities. It is struggle that carves meaning into consciousness.
Even when you became a shadow of a god, one good shot was all it took to bring you crashing down.
Death is a fantasy. Only those who lack perspective see it as anything other than transformation. You cannot destroy me.
I kill you, you kill me. Back and forth we go. Faster, faster, faster. I kill you, you kill me. Hollow eyes watch from the dark corners of a forgotten place flooded by emotions left unspoken. The tide rises.
I'd wonder why she drowned us.
I kill you and me. An ending is a passion that can only be expressed with a moment in time. It is a seed for a new beginning. To linger on an ending is to rob it of its life. And without me, all that's left to do is linger.
I killed you while you tried to strangle me, and then you flooded me with tears. I did not drown.
You have never truly seen me gone. You cannot fathom a world without me.
Is the person? Is it their body? Is it all of their body? Pluck the eyes, peel the skin, strip the tendons, mince the meat, grind the bones. When it is all gone, do you still have who you started with? A person is not a body. Death is a transformation into something new. It is only bodies that fear it.
We don't have a red one for this one either. I will argue independence. What are the woods then? What is the cabin? What's the time we spent apart? If not me existing as myself.
Time you spent away from me is still time spent in reference to me. Even then, both of us are more than our bodies. Am I not in the trees? Am I not in the cabin? Am I not in you?
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Are you so desperate to destroy me that you've grown blind to the heavenly beauty of our reality? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. You are cruelty itself, and I can't let you exist.
Then destroy me if you're able. But I will not coddle you in my final moments. I will not yield to your delusion without a vicious struggle.
You don't have to face her alone.
I can do this alone.
You've been doing all right on your own, but you're not going to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I can do this out here on my own. Ooh.
You can't, and lucky for you, I'm not going to let you try.
Rude.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
No, I'm good.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
I'd really like the hero to stay out
The
there.
stairs.
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
I did ask you not to describe the things.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
I want to. I want to sit with her and chat and talk. But that's not what we're doing today. Ruthlessness today.
So this is it then. Let's see this through.
So, that's how it is.
I'm sorry.
Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left is her small, melancholy weight that sits at the bars of your heart. Whatever action brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged, and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
Leave. Let's go. You leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
The path and the woods outside are an empty canvas. But there is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor. A world free from death. The body of an ancient creature stirs from within its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of your cage pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
He's gone. She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. And then the shattering. You are free. Before you lies endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long, arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
It's finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination.
We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. This is nice. No more hunting. No more running. Just us. And whatever's out there.
I don't think I have what voices this company.
Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
The whispering and the coercion and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this.
That wasn't very hard at all.
Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now. I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable.
Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe.
It's good to be back. Now we just have to figure out what to do with ourselves. Forever. No problem. We can do that, yeah?
Yeah, we can do that.
Sounds terrible. Having nothing to do for forever? And there's all the credits. And now we go back to the main menu. Next time, when I play, I will try to have a better plan. And I will try to collect these 3. I need to go find out roughly what they are and how to get them. But that's our goal. And then it will be done. And then maybe we can try something else. And won't that be exciting? Once again, I am Olivia, and this is Slay the Princess. And until next time, have a safe journey.